Hey there, and welcome to my special lazy review of The Abyss Special Edition. Now, just got back from the theater. It's Wednesday, December 6th. I will try to edit this as fast as possible, but working all weekend, 12-hour shifts, so
Long hours, no pay.
now, James Cameron, in his infinite wisdom, decided to put The Abyss Special Edition back out in theaters, but for one night and one night only. Also, he remastered it in 4K. Also, check this out right here. Regal, thank you guys. The Abyss Special Edition. Yeah, one thing I do love is merchandise.
Merchandising, where the real money from the movie is made.
Okay, so every video I ask and answer three very simple questions, a little bit different this time since by the time you see this it won't be in theaters obviously, but I'll do it nonetheless. So number one off the bat is how to feel about the film. Number two, do I think you should see said film? But also number three, the most importantly to me is, do I think this movie is worth your hard-earned money? Also, I still got some good old This Is Starry, the bootleg Sierra Mist, and I'm gonna grab some good old vodka. Again, I'll change up the questions a little bit, but we got a routine. See, vodka and bootleg Starry. Let's try this out. Cheers. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah!
Alright, sit back, enjoy my intro, and I will tell you about my first time seeing this in theaters because when it came out, I was too young. So, The Abyss Remastered 4K, let's go. Starring vodka, what could go wrong, right? So, what's going on with The Abyss? Now, this special edition adds 28 minutes to the film. Just call it a friggin' half hour. I don't get the whole 28 minutes shit. But in case you haven't seen The Abyss, the film starts off in the late 80s and there is a submarine under the water, and then out of nowhere, the sonar starts going off. It's an American sub, it has nukes on it, and of course they're thinking it's the Russians. But of course it's not, it's aliens.
A fucking alien.
Everyone inside the sub starts freaking out because a underwater EMP goes off, and of course it fries all of their electrical systems, and now they're screwed. Because it was military, the military wants it back as soon as possible, but they have trouble getting to it fast because there's a hurricane, and obviously that messes with things out in open sea. The hurricane actually plays a big important part to the subplot later on with the special edition, but we'll get into that. So what do? They contact a nearby oil rig, or they're petroleum people, something like that, but they are led by Ed Harris, who is called Bud. Basically think about Bruce Willis and Armageddon. So they contact this team, offer them a buttload of money, and they offer them some Navy SEALs, also starring the legend himself, Michael Biehn, and last but not least, Bud's ex-wife. I always mess up her name, but it's Mary Elizabeth Mastrantonio. I got it.
Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy?
Okay, her name is Lindsay, and technically speaking, she is Bud's wife, but they're going through a weird divorce, and it's whatever, it's a subplot, but she has to join the Navy SEALs, and when they're going down and being decompressed, even though these guys are Navy SEALs, they're not veterans like her. She's been there, done that, and she starts warning them about this whole decompression sickness. I don't fully understand it, but basically, not everybody can handle being down there. You can start losing your mind, hallucinating, getting the shakes, and very quickly you can tell that Coffee, played by Michael Biehn, the guy's showing symptoms, so eventually he's going to lose his fucking mind.
In technical terminology, he's a loon.
Now, plot-wise, the film is slowing down because it's pretty simple. Just Bud with Lindsay and the SEALs trying to get to the submarine while checking for nuclear warheads and possible survivors. When things get good is when Lindsay has her first close encounter. Mind you, it is late 80s CGI, so I can forgive it, but she sees a light, she's walking out there with her wetsuit on, she looks up and basically sees a digital jellyfish and reaches up. It's beautiful, we've never seen it before, she's never seen it before, and it's kind of like I don't know, it's solid but also kind of lucid and transparent, and then the thing just, it zooms away. What does she do? Comes back inside, tells the crew. Half the crew is like, okay, awesome, underwater aliens. Then, of course, she tells Bud, Ed Harris, and he's like, yeah, underwater aliens. However, Bud, plus the entire crew, get some pretty good confirmation since we get pre-Terminator 2 CGI. Still looks great even in 4K. It's this water tentacle kind of thing. It's going through the ship. It sees Lindsay, copies her face, looks fantastic. Everybody's smiling. But of course, Coffee, losing his goddamn mind, isn't happy to see this thing, and well, shit's about to hit the fan.
He is going to kill
everyone.
Now things really start to get good because Coffee has a nuclear warhead. He wants to set it off. The short version is he gets into a underwater chase sequence with Bud and Lindsay. They're stranded, they're taking on water.
We're both going to die!
What happens next is one of the most powerful sequences I've ever seen in a movie, and this is why I will always say going to a theater beats sitting at home, because the crowd was half sold out and you couldn't hear a pin drop. Now, Lindsay drowns, Bud has the wetsuit, he's bigger, better lung capacity, better swimmer. He has to swim her lifeless body back to the rig and try to revive her. And again, I've seen this sequence so many times as a kid, as a teenager, but seeing it for the first time remastered in 4K, up in the theater, just goddamn Ed Harris, what a scene.
God damn it, you bitch! You never backed away from anything in your life! Now fight! Fight! Fight!
Okay, we got Lindsay back, but there's one more thing left to do. Someone has to go back out there and disable this nuke that Coffee had when he was chasing Bud and Lindsay. They decide to choose Bud. Spoilers, Bud goes out there, he knows it's basically a suicide mission, and it's a very powerful performance by Mary Elizabeth, saying goodbye to her husband. It's all tearful and emotional. Bud just lays there. He knows he's about to die. Or is he?
There's always hope.
This is where the special edition kicks in, and of course we get to see the extra 28 minutes, but half hour of extra footage, but it's still the same where Bud is grabbed by his hand, he's dragged farther into the depths, and then we get to see this entire beautiful sequence of lights. The music is swelling, it damn sure looks amazing in 4K, and of course the aliens save him. When they drop him down, open up an air pocket, but they don't talk to him conventionally, they show images. Now, this is where it's different because in the original version, all it was just Bud seeing the last text that he sent out to Lindsay via his wrist device. Now we have a new subplot because they start showing Bud news images, and come to find out these aliens have been behind all these hurricanes and weather effects, and now we get this whole intense sequence of now 1,000-foot tsunamis across the globe. And Bud is like, why are you doing this for? What the hell is going on? Well, they noticed that Bud was there. He was disabling his nuke, but they're showing Bud all these images of nuclear wars and nuclear holocausts, and just the human race is pretty much fucking up. It's very akin to the day the Earth stood still. However, Bud does realize that these things can control water. The tsunamis start to recede, and of course Bud is confused, like, why'd you change your mind for? Why are you sparing us? What they do is show Bud the last text message sent out to Lindsay. Yeah, it's cheesy, yeah, it's stupid, but you know what? The man was gonna die. He was gonna die for love, so love wins.
All you need is love.
Okay, that's pretty much it for this 3-hour movie. Now back to my 3 very simple questions. Number 1 off the bat, did I like it? Of course not. I loved it.
I love this movie.
I have watched this movie a dozen times. Easily one of my favorite science fiction films ever made. Love James Cameron. Yeah, some people could say that this is when he was younger, before he got obsessed with blue aliens and cats, but I don't care. I like Avatar and Avatar 2 for what they are. Also, in terms of special edition, I didn't mind it. I didn't mind the extra alien subplot and environmentalism, but let's just get on to number 2. Do I think you should see this film? The special edition? Hell yeah. I mean, you don't have to, but The Abyss in itself, The Abyss, I think for any science fiction fan, is a must watch, okay? And I don't want to keep saying anything more about it. Everything's already been said.
I don't know what else I can say.
On to my last question. Do I think that this movie is worth your hard-earned money? Again, you won't see it in theaters, but it is on digital and of course DVD. But look right here with the poster. It's coming to digital and 4K Ultra High Def Blu-ray, so sometime next year. But yeah, when this movie does come out and get remastered in 4K, I damn sure think The Abyss is worth your money. So that's pretty much it, guys. And now to my rating system, because some more of this left. Every single movie I have to rate. How do I feel about The Abyss? And you know what? From 1989 and also The Abyss Special Edition. Yeah, not much to say about it that hasn't already been said, but I'm going to rate The Abyss, both versions, by all counts, a very good science fiction classic.
It's a classic.
This is great sci-fi. Cameron is, you know what? He was and still is a master science fiction storyteller. I don't care what anybody says, all right?
His name is James Cameron, the bravest pioneer. No budget too steep, no sea too deep. Who's that? It's him, James Cameron.
One final thing. Anyone who knows me knows I love The Critical Drinker. By all means, watch his production hell video. I will leave a link for his video down below because you gotta check it out. The fact that this film got made and the fact it turned out so fantastic just speaks volumes for everything about this film, and I love his production hell video. I've watched it multiple times. Please check it out. So I am late because I'm always freaking low on time. I'm going to grab Bender and drink some good old Starion vodka. Cheers. I'll see you later. Enjoy the abyss. Goodbye.
This calls for a drink.
Fantastic. Oh yeah, catchphrase.
It's called a catchphrase.
Hope you like my video. I'm going back to work.